Ever since the account kind of like started blowing up a little bit, like I think I have probably 100 DMs of like, it's like, hey, like I like Kansas. And then I'm like, oh, cool. Like, thanks, man. Like, let me get your gloves.
No.
I'm like, whoa. It's like, you know, like I don't get like a ton of these, you know. It's like we're very like fortunate we get what we get, but I'm like, keep on. I'm
gonna keep on to these.
I'm gonna hold on to these bad boys.
What's good, everybody? Dev here.
What's up, y'all? It's Cole.
This is Chalk It Up. We're gonna do a little bit of chalking it up.
You know it. Just what we do. Man.
I want to start off with talking about my guy Cole's recent rise to fame. He's got more views than I've ever gotten on anything combined.
No,
on a single post, and now it's just going up from there. So let's talk about that. Where'd you get that idea?
It's kind of funny, you know. So in this HSCS, shout out to Professor Foster here on campus. Yeah, so pretty much what I was instructed to do was to start a social media page. So I chose Instagram. It's kind of really the only thing I'm on is at Cole in Kansas. Just kind of highlighting my
sneaky plug.
Yo, yeah, sneaky plug. Come on, and it's just my journey. My journey, you know. Me and my beautiful girlfriend Caitlin, we welcomed our son into the world March 6th. Dev was honestly one of the first people to hold him, little Mage. So. Major. Yeah, he's literally the best baby in the world. Like I haven't been around a whole lot of newborns in my life, but this kid is awesome. He's great. He's calm.
1 for 1.
Yeah, 1 for 1, easy. So,
I like it.
But no, just kind of highlighting my day in the life. You know, just kind of going over what it looks like at over at Anderson with the football team. You know, we got that beautiful facility, updates. You got to see a little bit of it. Credit to Mr. Neal here and our former guys. So, I mean, it's honestly so crazy. I mean, I think so many people can't believe how cool it is and how special it is and everything that went into that. So, just giving people a little view from my perspective and have the twist on being a first-time dad. So it's people love it. I'm so glad I get to share a little bit of a glimpse of my life, and you know, so it's been really cool though.
So really, you owe Professor Foster a little bit of money.
Man, I
put you on.
That's not even the word for it. Like this guy, like I am the most like, and you know this, like the most. Like kind of like laid back away from socials kind of guy. And now like the past really, we're going on a month now. And it's been like, oh my gosh, all right, I got to find something to shoot today. Like what
would be fun too though.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And it's so much fun to see like my family's like input and like
Chase in there at some point.
Man, Chase, for those of you who don't know, Chase is my little brother. He just was named an All-American gymnast at the University of Nebraska. He is actually competing this weekend on the national stage for floor and vault. So he has a real shot at LA in 2028 for the Olympics.
He's probably the best athlete out of all of us.
Oh my gosh, he's the most surreal athlete I think I've ever met all around. He's incredible. So but no, he's been killing it. So he competes over in Ann Arbor in Michigan this weekend. So he's gonna light it up. I absolutely can't wait.
Tune
in. But yeah, man. So let's shift it over a little bit to, you know, I haven't seen you as much as I have the last 20 years almost. You know, I kind of see you here and there, but now I know you were in Fort Lauderdale training a little bit. You want to like touch on that, like how that's been going?
Yeah. So went to Fort Lauderdale, I think January 1st. I was there for 3 months or so to the combine. It was really cool. It was a cool experience all around. You're working 2 times a day, 6 days a week. So yeah, just trying to get right for the combine. And combine was a crazy experience, just being around, you know, the coaches you watch on TV, the Tomlins of the world, and Coach Reed and everyone else. Was there, and then you're also there with the best college football players in the country too. And a lot of the running backs, you know, are all cool. All of them are cool. They just want to see each other succeed, and everyone's supporting and just with each other. So that was a surreal experience for sure. Just everything, this whole process with the Senior Bowl, with the Combine, with Pro Day, with everything. It's a lot though. It's you're interviewing for your next phase of life essentially, and it's not some, I guess, fun little cupcake ride. I guess. You have to lock in every day.
No.
You have to put your best foot forward, and you have to know football through and through. So it's been really cool. I'm glad it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Find out where I'm going to be next week.
I'm
excited. I'm nervous.
So excited. Yeah, it's so exciting.
It's the dream, though. You know, it's what I've worked my entire life for. So
yeah. And
we'll see. You know, I'm happy wherever I go.
Yeah.
It's all about team fit.
And I think I've just had like a unique perspective of just watching you just like blossom and grow into this, like into what you are today. It's like been truly a treat, and it's like really been one of the coolest experiences I've got to be a part of. Not only you, like, you know, we get to watch Zeke do his thing and him be able to come here too. So like, that's cool. Didn't your parents and Alyssa come surprise you down there? Did they come visit for a little bit?
Surprise, but they did come down. Liz stayed for, I think, 6 or 7 days. My parents stayed for about 4. We watched the Super Bowl down there, and it was good. It was a nice refresher for me because I was getting a little bit homesick. Because I mean, at first I was in a hotel, and it was just a dark room.
Yeah.
And I'm just by myself, and I'm just watching TV after workouts, and it became pretty lonely.
Man.
It was just something I wasn't used to at first, but just seeing them getting out of that hotel room. I went to B&B after that with Luke, so that was nice. Me and him being together in that room was cool. Just playing the game with each other and stuff like that. Just going outside. We had a little small pond in the back, so just sit by that, watch some lizards and stuff like that. It was a vibe.
Yeah, Florida stuff, you know.
Needed that little reset though. Got me past the little last 3-week mark.
I was about to say, because that was like, I mean, like we've been on like trips and, you know, like tournaments out of town, but that's probably the longest you've been away from
longest
everybody.
I've been away, and it definitely wasn't a vacation. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember talking to you in FaceTime, and like you were active every day for like most of the day. It's kind of crazy.
7 a.m. to 4 p.m. really every day. And it wasn't like you get to go to the beach and it's a business trip. I was on the opposite side of Fort Lauderdale, far away from the beach. So it wasn't just spring break tripping with.
No, spring break this year. I mean, I don't think ever since we went on spring break to the Ozarks when it was 50 degrees out and we couldn't get in the water, like I think that was my only spring break trip I've had since being at Kansas. Like, so I like to stay in town during spring break, but like this past spring break, I was at the Lawrence Tree Farm. Okay, my grandfather owns that and a couple other businesses like that in town, and I was digging and planting over like I think 1,000 trees. It was probably it's an experience over there. It was like, you know, everybody's like, yeah, you're such a good dude, you're planting trees. It was like honestly probably the worst thing I could have done. Like selection, like I chose to do that, and it was like, but it was great, you know.
You're missing out.
Yeah, you know, I did. I moved in next to your parents. I lived in this house when I was 6 years old, 4, 5, 6 years old, and that's when I met Devin. We were in kindergarten over at Prairie Park, where you did your back to school fundraiser. That was really cool, and it was Miss Controla's class, and legend for sure. And
I'm pretty sure Zeke was in that class too.
Yes, absolutely. And Trayshawn Jackson, he might have been in there, maybe next door. Who knows? But
I don't think he was in that class.
Yeah, but anyways, we were in there, you know, and we knew each other before that. But you know, Mondi, Neal, and I think alphabetically that's pretty close.
And Mayo. So
have to check that. And Mayo.
Back to back.
So we got to sit next to each other, and it was like...
You say you have to fact check if M comes before N?
You know, just wanted to be
I'll let
sure.
I'll let it slide.
A lot of football, you know. Just got done with spring ball. Just got to
Fair enough.
Check some things, you know. Yeah, I just got to... Sometimes you got to self-check a little bit.
Recalibrate. I like
calibration.
Yeah.
Big. But that was really the start of everything. I mean, like, literally from that point on, baseball, football, basketball, we were either competing with or against each other
I don't think we started competing against each other till
It was like LYF.
3rd, 4th grade.
Yeah, because you played up.
Actually, yeah,
This guy played it up. He was like, and he's young for our class,
Mm-hmm.
you know, class of 2021, graduation high school, but this guy could have been like,
you know, I never asked my parents why I
22,
played
23, I think. Like,
yeah, I could have been in the class of 22.
yeah, like I'm almost like a whole, like over a calendar year older than
Yeah,
you. Like,
my mom put me in kindergarten early.
yeah.
Because it's that August cusp where you can either wait or hold your child out. I was like, hell no.
Yeah, which I'm very thankful for.
Thank you,
Thank you, Frida.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So she put me in class.
Yeah.
But yeah, could have been 22. I don't know why I played up though. I don't know why my mom did that. Probably for a challenge or something. I don't know.
It's pretty cool. You know, it was cool because it's like, you know, like, man, I really think like I'm like the best player. Like I have to be. And then, you know, you get these guys filling Zeke and Dev, like you start competing against them and you're like, whoa, like these guys are like really good. Like, so, and that goes literally from like grade school ball on, like when I remember we were growing up, Zeke and Dev, like they played on like very talented teams. I was very much so, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it was like, you know, community center. We were rocking out in there. We played this team called the Lawrence Defenders, featuring Zeke and Devin, and I think you guys might have beat us by 50 points. I think that might be accurate.
By 50 points.
Yeah, that was like the craziest thing ever. But it was
So back in my hooping days.
You know, like back in the hooping, yes, exactly. But it was the craziest thing. Like these guys like had a real shot at high level basketball from a very young age. Whoa. And yeah, it was
he did. Actually, I think if God blessed me with some more height, I could probably play for Coach Self. I firmly believe that.
I could say the same thing.
If I spent time on basketball.
I'd have to be like,
I'm too short though.
At least 7'4".
Like there's
for me
guys
personally.
like 6'2".
Yeah.
6'3". Like nah, bro.
Yeah. But I still am in like shock and disbelief that somehow, some way, like God's plan, Zeke Mayo got to play for the Kansas Jayhawks.
I know.
That is like the coolest thing ever.
It was hilarious because I got a text from all 4 assistant coaches at the same time. What is Zeke doing?
Yeah.
Like Coach Q texted me, like all of them. And then I saw Coach Self in the hallway. So what's our guy doing? Like I don't know what he's doing.
Man,
and I kept posting on Twitter like, get him, go get him.
Have to like.
Then he finally gave in, but I think he, from at least being around him a lot this past summer and fall and spring, I think it kind of rejuvenated him a little bit. To see, like he's going against the best. He's like, all right, bet I could really do it. So
yeah,
I know he's training with like that Janai Broom guy.
Yeah.
So he's around some good talent. He's gonna be straight.
Sure. Yeah. No, I remember you texted me, and you was like, hey, he's like Zeke's taking a like because we talked. Zeke and I talked a little bit before. It's like, hey, I think I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna take an OV. Like we're gonna check it out. And I was like, well, whatever. I was like, that'd be crazy, but like, you know, I'm not gonna get too like hung up about it. And then texted me saying, hey, like, you know, go with me. Like Zeke's visiting. Texted Zeke. Figured out, felt like a dream, and like just seeing him like walk around Wagner was like 2 worlds like colliding.
He always thought like Lawrence is the same across the board. It's really like you ask us, it's like it's so much different up here.
Oh my gosh, we've lived here our whole lives, and then like you get to campus and it's like this is a whole nother world like within Lawrence, like, and it's so like the best thing though. It's like the best kind of like realization.
So like watching Zeke kind of like wow, like he was like wow, this is so crazy. Yeah, it's so much different. I'm like
it is.
You're gonna and like just seeing all the access to resources he had, like when it came to food and rate card and academics, like he just didn't know that type of world existed. So I was really glad he got to experience what we've gotten to experience these past 4 years.
Yeah. So. But like I've never been in the basketball office. I couldn't even tell you where it was before his visit. And then like I remember like we were following them, like we get through, see their workout facility, their locker room where like the first time seeing him in like Kansas uniform. That was like, oh my gosh, like this is like happening. Like, it's crazy. And so like we go up to the coach's office, doors open. I think it got like redone like fairly recently. I'm not sure. Like you'd have to check that.
Yeah,
but
it did. That was when Wagner basically was going through an entire renovation.
Yeah, but like you go in and there's a trophy like there's like 2 or 3 trophies every square foot of the place. Like all the walls like. And
you can fill up an entire room with.
Oh my! It was crazy. And I'm like, oh my goodness! Like this is like
it's quite intimidating.
Like flashbacks. Like it was like of like great times. And then it's
good.
And then like we go around the corner and the doors open and like I see all these assistant coaches I've seen on TV my whole life, and it's like not like fanboying, but it's like oh my god, like this is like real. And then like through this crowd of people, it's like Coach Self, and I'm like. And that's the man right there. Like that's the guy. And it's like, all right, like cool, great man. Like the way he goes about his business, him and his whole staff is so cool. And how they kind of embrace Zeke and Reg and Becky and the girls, like that was so awesome. And then actually right after that visit, they had their meeting, and then Zeke and I's sisters play softball. Or they played softball together that year on the Lawrence High softball team. So like we went over there and like we were sitting in the stands, and like he's like I'm a Jayhawk, like I'm gonna come here. And I'm like, oh no way. And then he's like yeah, they sent like they got the graphics, like I'm gonna send the tweet out right now. Sent the tweet out, like, and I think like for the rest of the game, like we got there in like the 2nd inning, and like for the rest of the game, I think he had like 5 phone calls, like every like 2 minutes. It was nuts. Like, and his phone was blowing up. I'm looking at it online. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is pretty cool. Like, so no, like absolute stud, like great dude. So glad he's here and everything. So yeah, but across the street over off Fambro, the stadium, that is nuts. That is like, I don't know. I've never been around like, I don't know. We live in Lawrence. There's not around like skyscrapers and like giant buildings, but like to see what it was, the booth, like get absolutely crushed down to its last brick, and like what they've done the last year is insane.
People just don't understand what it was like, and now, especially like the newer guys in the building, like it's what they have is special, and I'm a little bit jealous I won't play in there, but it's so cool just to see, like without us winning or without us doing what we do, we don't get that stadium. For thousands of people to enjoy for the future.
Like if the last 4 years just went a little different, like we didn't do some things that we were able to do, like how much different it could be. And then like the result of what we did is like absolutely like mind-boggling. It's crazy. And
special.
Yeah, so let's see.
The construction workers too. Man, maybe out there from before I get there.
Real work. Like that
Rain,
is
sleet, snow,
night, day, weekend,
7 p.m.
Oh my gosh. Like there were, and there's some funny dudes. Like I just like walk by them, I hear them crack a few jokes. I'm like, these guys are cool. Like these guys are
trying to pass the time by.
Like, come on.
Respect.
Yeah, like you're doing all this action. And it's like, all right. Like, but no, and like just seeing like a project like that, like how many different moving parts and how everybody has a role is so cool to see.
Yeah, the different phases is pretty cool.
Yeah, like I don't know, now like we're going out to the practice fields through spring ball, and like that section, like the old equipment room, all that's like not done yet. So like you go through there and you just see kind of like this shell of what's gonna be, and it's like, oh my gosh!
I can't wait for y'all to get these chefs and stuff.
Oh yeah, well I keep hearing about it. Like
it's gonna be where the old press box was.
Yeah.
So like you'll walk up there, like that's where the meal room would be. You have your own meal room, and you go up there, like where all the suites are essentially, and like there'll be a chef there cooking for you.
So when I walked on here, I had no idea what I was gonna do for food. I was like, you know what? Am I gonna go to mom's house every night and like eat dinner, or like how's this gonna play out? And then they start talking about red card, and I'm like, is that for? I was like, that for walk-ons? Like, is that for everybody? And I'm like, cool. So like I get the app, you start scrolling through and it's like, these are like my favorite places to eat in town. Like we just got 23rd Street added to it. That's big time.
I think the clutchest ad was Hy-Vee.
Oh,
2 years ago.
Oh, easily. Easily.
Hands down.
I'm at Hy-Vee every day, I think. Besides the days I'll go get something to eat. But like Hy-Vee is like, it's like, I just feel at home there.
Can you get baby formula with?
See, that is a great question.
You got to start thinking outside the box now.
See, and I'll be lying if I told you that didn't run my mind. Like, we're not on formula right now because Kate's a champ and she's killing this whole process. But if that needs to happen,
I was just thinking
that would be huge. Like, that would be huge. That's a great look.
When little Major starts eating like baby food,
yes,
right?
Yes,
you got to ask Miss Katie. Hey, look, does this count?
This is my thing though, because like
baby food can get expensive. They're running up the market.
Yes,
they know people are having babies.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Baby boom.
Messed up. I think that's messed up.
No, it is.
But state of our world.
Yeah, find a way.
What you gotta do.
Find a way. Absolutely. And I will say this: during our baby shower, we did this little game thing where I was supposed to try like 4 or 5 different kinds of like baby food. Like,
no, that ain't it.
One was like sweet potatoes. One was like peas and spinach and stuff. And then and I have a horrible stomach and gag reflex. Like I tried it, and every time it was like active. It was like coming up. I had to fight back, but I knew this wasn't about me. It was about
the hell of that game.
You know what I'm saying?
It would have been about me really quickly.
See, and I'm not against that thinking. Looking back on it, I would never do it again.
Yeah, there's no chance.
And like part of me, like half of me, I don't want my baby to eat that.
Is mine I would question, is my nausea your guys' entertainment?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that what we're feeding off of here?
Entertained by me being nauseous?
Like, yeah, I'm about to like throw up everywhere, and like this is gold.
No,
that's like what people are thinking. Like, so
I'm good on that.
Shout out Kate's friends for putting me through that. But no, it was there was one that was ham.
Oh my God.
It was ham.
There's no way you ate that.
And that's what did it for me. That was the worst thing I've ever put in my body, hands down. Like, hands down. I've ate a lot of nasty things. Like,
Major can't eat that then.
Major's not eating that. It's simple. Like, he's not putting that in his body. There's no way that could benefit him in any positive way other than revolting and just disgust.
Yeah, he might hate you as a dad.
Yeah, see, he might think differently. So that's like things you start thinking about, like talking about like being a dad. Like, I'm still figuring this out, right? I'm a month and a week into it, which happy first month, Major. I hope you get to see this one day. And been the best month ever. But like the way
to go, brother.
Man, forever to go. And like how your perspective changes. It's like, everybody's like, okay, you're gonna be a dad. Here's a book. Here's
a book.
Here's what I did. And I'm like, I'm not reading that. I'm not. I'll take what you say with a grain of salt, but like everything you're saying to me isn't going to register in a couple of days. Like, I'm not going to understand what you're saying. So there's like, that's what I view as like it's like life before Major. So it's like, whatever. The moment I saw him born, it was like the most like everything changed. It was like a whole shift in like my perspective, where my focus was at all the time. And then like, how it, like the person I want to be, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like he literally changed my life in like the most and the best way possible. And there's like the craziest thing is like I'm still in college. I'm finishing my last year. I got a semester left after this, and it's like life is so different on campus. It's like, buddies are in town. We got some guys coming in town this weekend. Some of our high school friends, and it's like, like let's go so-and-so, let's go to Mass Street, let's go to 14th, like blah, blah. And it's like, nah. Like,
I don't care. Next week you got to rally though. Next week you got to rally.
Find a way.
Yeah. Major can come.
I'm telling you, I'll bring him.
We have 3 beds in that house.
Yeah.
He'll find us.
Oh no, that's happening. Like that's 100% happening.
Got to rally.
Major will be at Devin Neal's draft party, one way or another, this way or that way. It's happening. And like he gets to be there and celebrate. I'm not gonna like lift him up like the Lion King.
Like to what, Simba?
Oh, Simba.
I love it.
He's going to get Simba'd when you're announced to go be the running back at wherever. And I am so excited. Talk about a lucky team. One of these 32 teams is very lucky to have this guy toting that ball for him. So it's just going to be, and like, I like, you know, like we've been talking, I don't know where that is going to be, but like I've been a Chiefs fan my whole life. Like I am, and like, you know what, like I'm a back-to-back Super Bowl champion. Like that's what I consider myself. Like I've been to the Super Bowl 3 times, not like on the team, but in fandom terms, which like I don't need to explain, you know, so like whatever, that's neither here or there. But like I am willing to shift my fandom to where number 4 is playing at. So like that's like a real thing you got to think of.
Yeah, I have no idea where I'm gonna be. I love any time.
I think you broke a record like when it was one of the coldest games of the year this year.
BYU was one of my favorite games.
Yeah, come on, like
I live in it.
Speaking of BYU, like so I didn't know what to expect. That I remember it was a transition from the third to the fourth quarter. Like the stadium went dark, blue light everywhere. These people come out and they're throwing fire like swords and like I don't know what they were holding, but it was on fire. And I was like trying to like, you know, listen to the adjustments and everything. And it was like we were on
offense and they were giving game, but I'm looking at the field. And I look up at the scoreboard and I see Cosmo.
The Cougar is 500 feet in the air on top of the scoreboard, and he's like freaking out. And then it was like, remember Cosmo's little act of
doing a backflip over a golf cart?
Yeah, and he hit
but he almost landed it though. It is so loud in that. I remember we got the ball on the, I think the like 12. I didn't hear nothing. Mm-hmm. I didn't hear the huddle call. I had to wait till the huddle broke, and I had to ask JD in his ear privately, like, what did you just say? I did not know anything that was going on. Gotta fight through crowd noise. All right. Blasting music. Or if we're playing Oklahoma State, they're blasting the paddle. How do you get audio of this?
Like, who looks that up? Like, all right, this is the sound bit. This is going to get these boys ready to play. Like, dude, who makes that decision?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's something I didn't anticipate happening while being in college. Like, yeah, any of it. It's just like, wow, this is surreal. So, absolutely.
I'm trying to think of any other atmospheres.
The game against OU at home was probably the craziest thing. At least being a home game type of thing in the old booth. Like,
yeah, that was wild.
The rain delay before half, long halftime, and then like and obviously none of us were on our phones, but like after the game, I see like they like Mr. Goff sent that message out campus wide to like hey guys,
the game for free.
Get here now. Like it's happening. Yeah. It's like, and then it's like I don't know. That was such a great game. Like
we get into the fourth quarter, we're down. We throw 2 back-to-back picks.
It's like
Howie. Oh my God. And then it started going our way again. I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And then like they give me the ball. And like in this situation, I know I'm probably not supposed to score. Score right now. I believe in our defense.
Yeah, come on.
I see that ball in the air. I was like, oh my God, don't catch it. Don't catch it.
Quentin.
Yeah. Then I see Andy sprint to me. And he like, no, they want to do an interview with you. I'm like who?
Yeah.
Like, come here. I'm like, come here. Bro, I tell you, every fan is like grabbing me. And then I finally get to the people, and I see Caleb Gardner. We play with
KG.
We play with Caleb,
high school guy. Yeah.
And he's like, Devin, you remember me? I'm like, I was with you like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's like, it's not too long.
You remember me? I'm like, yes, I remember you, bro. He's like, oh my God, you're screaming. And then I I get done, and it's like, you ever seen what's that Superman? Which Superman movie was it? Where he's like walking through the crowd and they're all just grabbing. Like that's what I felt like. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Oh
like,
my god!
And he's leading me to like security, and there's like a line, and I'm like hugging the line. That
no,
they can't pass.
I'm the same way. I was out there. I didn't even play a snap that game, and I was like out there after the game, like freaking out. Like all these fans are coming up to me, like kids are asking for my gloves. I'm like,
oh my god, kids are ruthless over those gloves.
I will say that
my wrist tape.
Anything,
my ankle tape, my sweaty headband. I'm like,
they're taking anything. Ever since the account kind of like started blowing up a little bit, like I think I have probably 100 DMs of like, it's like, hey, like, I like Kansas. And then I'm like, oh, cool. Like, thanks, man. Like, let me get your gloves.
No.
I'm like, whoa. It's like, you know, like I don't get like a ton of these, you know. It's like we're very like fortunate we get what we get, but I'm like, keep on. I'm
gonna keep on to these.
I'm gonna hold on to these bad boys. Yeah, man. Like just going through like the 2-10, like and just experiencing that, and then like everything else that's happened after that. It's like, wow, like winning changes a lot. Like. Yeah. A lot.
It changes your perspective on the sport for sure.
Oh my gosh, it's like it's like, literally it's like, oh my, I can't wait to play next game. You know, coming off a loss, it's like it's a different feeling
for sure. Got some fan submitted questions for Colin, Kansas, and Devin. Neal.
Exciting times. See what we got.
Best part about Kansas.
Best part about Kansas. It's biased because, you know, this is home.
Yeah.
Lawrence. There's only good things.
I'm going to say this. I'm personally, like, all my family's country is hell. Like, I'm big small town vibes. Like, I'm big on smaller towns. And so I would say about Kansas is just, like, the small town vibe and then how everyone's genuinely supportive of people and nice to each other, especially in Lawrence. Like, I rarely have occasions where I run into someone just being mean for no reason or stuff like that, or being rude. So I'd definitely say the niceness of Kansas, of people in Kansas for sure.
Yeah, I'm right there with the people, and then just the culture of not only our football program, but just the university and the relationship with like everybody around us who's supported us for so long through the bad and the good. Like it's a real treat to have Kansas across your chest and play for this team. So like I would have to agree with that. Just the support system is insane. So yeah. Oh, I like this. I got a good one for this. Welcome to Kansas moment. This, I can touch on this one first. So, like, I'm going to take this. We touched on Kansas and how great it is. I'm going to go with the football route, like, welcome to Kansas.
Okay.
So, I will never forget this. It was my freshman or sophomore year, whatever. It was one of my early years here. And we were at practice, and it was I was on a scout KOR rep. So, we were the scout team going up against the starting kickoff team, which is like as like a walk on, like special teams are huge. Like that's your opportunity. Like, you know, I put major emphasis on like doing the best I can and trying to get on those units. And so my welcome to Kansas moment was I was the adjuster. So I was near the guy who caught the ball, the returner, and I was in charge of blocking the R5. So I'm like, cool. I'm like looking down, outside in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't know this guy. I knew what he looked like. He was massive, and he played extremely hard. So I was like, all right, this guy's like our starting defensive end. He's like amazing. Boom, Tabor kicks it. I'm like, all right, get to my spot. I turn around, just gives me a little shoulder, like not even full contact, just like boom. Like it was like yard sale. I was like laying on the turf, like arms up, like, oh my gosh, this is football. This is Division I. This is it. Like that was a moment I will never forget. That is a lifelong memory I'll have for the rest of my life. So yeah, that was my like welcome to Kansas, like from the football perspective. Like that was that. So,
yeah, mine was Nick Channel my freshman year. I didn't really know how to pass block for real.
Yeah.
So he blitzed, and I was on my back pretty quickly. And Coach Wallace said, "Yeah, you gotta bring some more thump than that." He said, "You're right."
That's that story.
Nick picked me up too. I was so embarrassed. I'm like,
yeah, man. There's those first first couple. That's a bit of an adjustment going from
For sure.
The Chesty Lines Stadium. It was definitely a new experience, but the best thing ever. Definitely. So you wouldn't trade it for the world. Absolutely. But yeah.
Our phones are being blown up.
That is happening.
I'm starting to wonder if there's an emergency.
Yeah, we gotta.
No, I'm joking.
Wrap this up.
Yeah, but thank you guys for tuning in to Chalk It Up with Devin, Neal, and Cole in Kansas. That's all he's referred to now is Cole in Kansas.
Thank you guys. This has been so cool. Tune into the next one. Thank you guys so much again. Appreciate you.
Preach.